Good afternoon. My name is Kelly Fraser. I am a special education postgraduate teacher here at Hanover High School. Here with me today is Mr. Sean Meehan, and we are going to be discussing the Bridgewater State University ICE program. Sean, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We appreciate you taking the time to meet and discuss with us your experiences at the Bridgewater State University ICE program, which stands for Inclusive Concurrent Enrollment Initiative. Why don't we begin by having you introduce yourself?
Certainly. Well, my name is Sean Meehan, 22 years old, 23 in March. Is a part of the ICE program for 3 years, and also Hanover alum.
That's great. And you're still living in Hanover?
Born and raised.
That's great. Now, Sean, why did you choose to apply to the ICE program?
It's a kind of a funny story, actually. It was around my senior year during the spring. You see, around that time, as you might know, it's a time of applying to colleges, seeing where you got accepted, and which one you'd like to go to going into the fall. And then there was me. Never mind which college I was going to go to, it's seeing if it would be a right fit or what steps I would take next. And I had gotten word from one of the sped teachers at the time. I talked about an ICE program at Bridgewater State. And I knew of the campus, but I can't say I knew too much about it at the time. But little did I know it would change my life for the better.
That's great. Now, what courses were you interested in taking upon entering the ICE program?
Now, right away, I was interested in media type of courses. It was one of my specialties. When I first started in the ICE program, I ended up taking a public speaking course. And it made now that I think about it, it was some interesting speeches. Also met some very amazing people.
That's wonderful. Sean, what was your favorite class during your time with the ICE program?
There's at least 2 or 3 that stand out. They're all with this one professor who was a very, very nice guy. More on him in a bit. He was, of course, I believe it was TV production, another on videography.
That's wonderful. Now, I'll follow up with who was your favorite professor?
Getting back right to it, I'd like to give a shout out to Professor Jim Moore of the Bridgewater State Communications Department. Thank you for all you do.
That's great. Did you use any campus tutoring programs or services at the Writing Center during your time with the ICE program?
Well, there was a service I did use extensively, and I still do, even where I am now. Again, more on that later. It's the Disability Resources Office, and getting accommodations for courses. So suppose want extra time on an exam. So as if for whatever reason I need extra time on a test, not that it would happen every single time, was only if absolutely necessary, but it never hurts to have them.
That's right. Sean, how much time did you spend studying and completing coursework on average per week?
If you bring it down to on a day-by-day basis,
Sure.
a good 1 to 2 hours at least, and it could be more if, say, I got a paper due or if there's finals coming up.
Now, you had said you participated in the ICE program for a few years. How many years was that?
That was 3 years.
Can you describe year one?
For year one, like I said, it was just getting an idea on what it was like to take college courses and the social piece. Feel really helps me get acclimated with the college environment.
Year two?
Now, year two was building more upon that, but also it was the second semester that year I made ICE program history.
Wonderful.
Well, you see, at the end of the first semester, the course I was taking at the time, the TV production course, it was professor. He didn't want to give me the credit, but it didn't end up working out. So I ended up taking the next course I took the following spring for the full college credit.
Wow. And you were the first ever ICE program student to do that. That's amazing. Now on to year three. Can you tell me a little bit about how you ended with the ICE program, year three?
It was also groundbreaking. It was myself and another ICE student. We were actually roommates together in the dorm as part of a pilot program. Having a select ICE program students living in one of the dorms on campus.
Can you tell me about your experience with piloting the Residence Life program? Like, what were the pros, cons?
I was gonna bring this up immediately. It was weird at first.
I bet.
It was like getting myself out the door to my class on time. That was all on me.
Mm-hmm.
It was. The only con was there may have been one or two nights where I lost track of the time and came back to bit me the following morning. But other than that, it was a really good experience. I learned a lot.
Sounds like college.
So is the life of a college student.
Yeah. Can you describe what a typical day would look like on campus?
The things with Bridgewater State, there's always something happening. Be it in the courses are really their priority number one. But outside of those, there's also various clubs and organizations, social opportunities.
That was my next question. What is the social scene like on campus?
I feel it's very, very active over the course of a typical week.
How's the food, and which dining hall is your favorite?
Now that's a good question. You see, there's one of the dining halls on the Bridgewater State campus. Those looking at it, take note. It's the Bears Den after the school mascot.
That's right.
Now hear me out. They make arguably one of the greatest quesadillas this side of the South Shore. And I'd like to see you find anything better.
That's good to know. Sean.
Yes?
What is your favorite place on campus?
It's got to be one of the most difficult questions you've asked so far. Do I have the option to say the entire campus?
The entire campus. I love that. Speaking of campus, is it easy to get around and navigate the campus?
There's plenty of ways you can navigate. I see a lot of people walking across campus on a nice day. And I see everything from bikes to the occasional scooters, believe it or not. We have a little bike sharing program that we've had for the past year and a half. I've made plenty of use out of it.
Bike sharing program, that sounds great.
If it means getting plenty of exercise, then if you ask me about it, it's a workout that works out nicely.
That's great, Sean. I love the humor.
Always going to be those crummy days, though, so it's either bundle up or hop a campus shuttle bus, whatever suits, whatever floats your boat.
Whatever floats your boat. I love that. Sean, did you meet a lot of new people during your time with the ICE program?
In the 3 years I was with the ICE program, absolutely. Some of the people from so many different backgrounds and different interests. I'm in contact with many of them still.
That's great.
Be it through social media, texting.
That's really wonderful. You've met so many new people. Sean, are there internships available through the ICE program? And if so, did you take part in any? And can you explain what you've done?
Part of the ICE program is the career specialist, Mr. Zach Chipman. Actually helps set up internships for each of the ICE students at a location on or right near the BSU campus. I had a couple of such experiences. One was with the radio station, WBIM, and later with university events, helping out with the technology and audio-visual systems, essentially, in the conference rooms, ballrooms, etc.
That's great. Were there any other people available to you other than Mr. Zach Chipman?
Yeah, there was also a Mrs. Tina Ray, who's one of the main program coordinators. Like between her and Zach, amongst many others, people you can really talk to and speak about your experience so far.
That's great. Are you still involved with, you said it was WBIM, the radio station? That was your internship?
I am very much involved with the radio station as of now.
Can you explain how you started off with WBIM and where you're at now?
It's kind of funny how how this all played out. You see, it was the first year I was with the ICE program. I just wanted to see how I could get involved on the Bridgewater State campus, and as soon as I heard there was a radio station, I thought, so maybe pay a visit to them, see what they're all about. And after I heard their little spiel on what they do, I was already sold.
That's great. And what do you do now with the radio station?
They have a 2-hour show. It's Mondays 3 to 5 p.m. if you want to tune in.
And you're all on your own?
I occasionally have interns on my show, so I show them the ropes.
That's wonderful. What's your favorite kind of music to play?
I play a lot of classic rock and roll, but I play a little bit of everything, really, on my shows. Trying to appeal to as many people as you can.
That's great. Sean, did you have any mentors while you were in the program?
Yes, that's another part of the ICE program, was having a peer mentor who was an undergraduate student is paired with an ICE participant.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the mentors I was paired with is a really great guy. He's actually on the BSU football team. He's talking a lot about how the team's doing, and it's I don't know how else to describe it. It was really nice, just between all the peer mentors I've worked with over those past few years. Just grateful for all they did.
That's great. So Sean, you're now a transfer student taking courses independently at BSU. Can you tell me about this new experience, what classes you're taking, and other things that you do on campus in your free time?
So since I believe it was last January, I was one of the first ICE students. Again, a lot of firsts here. To transfer in credits I'd gotten through the ICE program and put them towards an undergraduate program. I'm currently studying communications with a media concentration. And like I said, I'm keeping very busy with the radio station and my coursework. I'm taking a media studies course and also one on history. They're both So between the both of them, they were my favorite. They gotta be my favorite topics by far.
That's wonderful. Sean, what sort of activities are you involved in outside of the ICE program?
So outside of the ICE program at Bridgewater State, I've also been involved with I'm actually with the Shaw Supermarket right here in Hanover. You ever see me in the produce department sometimes? Sometimes even going on the store intercom, announcing all the sale items. People love it. They say I should be in radio, and I always feel like I already am. And again, talking about my college radio experience, you know, it could turn to a gig by itself, just doing voice work. You never really know.
That's great. Sean, what are the most positive takeaways for you through your experience with the ICE program?
And all in all, my ICE program experience helped shape me as a person from post Hanover High onward. So that at one time I was like, I really didn't talk much, but I think it was when I did, I spoke in volume. It was helped me be a better public speaker. Like, I'm more comfortable interacting with people. It just, simply put, it was life-changing.
That's wonderful. Sean, is there anything else that you would like to add this afternoon?
Yes, there is. To everybody either listening or watching this. I mean, I'm not sure what parts you might remember from this, if anything, but the one thing I don't want you to forget is to be yourself, because there's no one else in the world quite like you.
Well, Sean, thank you so very much for taking the time to meet with us and for sharing out your experience through the Bridgewater State ICE program. And please don't ever forget about your friends here at Hanover High.
Oh, I won't.
Thank you, Sean.